So we are on week 17. So this is going to be your midterm project, which is basically you putting together a project that shows me everything that you've learned this semester. Um, so your only two assignments this week. You're going to have this midterm project, and obviously you still have your check-in. So if we look at the project, um, this is, it's kind of a daunting project, but it's really not that bad. It should be pretty easy for you guys. What you're going to do is you're going to create a project that has the exact same requirements that Unit 7 did, right? So you are going to do your parameters, your arguments, your functions, your for loops, your if statements, make everything's in the right spot. The only thing you need to change from Unit 7 to the midterm is you have to use a different topic and you have to use a different data set from code.org. So my suggestion, which is the same thing that I tell my students that are in class with me, you should use the exact same pattern. Whatever you used for 6 and kind of carry it over to 7 is the same pattern that you should now use for this midterm project. So when I'm saying change your topic, change your data set. If you had an app that went through different cat breeds and organized them by small, medium, and large, you could do a dog data set and just change the topic to different dog sizes, right? Like keep this simple, keep it direct. If you did something with music, maybe do something, with movies this time. Just keep it in the same pattern. Just change that topic and that data set. If you had an app that was filtering for NBA championships, maybe you just update it to look for, Major League Soccer or Major League Baseball or, NFL championships. So kind of keeping that same structure and pattern in place, just you're going to have to change your variables, change your data set, change your UI a little bit. That works for this. So what I do want to point out, this project's worth 80 points, which is twice what a normal project is worth. And that is because I am now looking at everything within this app going all the way back to Unit 3. I'll show you the rubric in a second, but just kind of understand this is 80 points. It's about 13 to 15% of your final grade in this course, so it can definitely swing you up or swing you down based on how well you do. So again, you're just going to create this informational app that uses the data set provided by code.org on a topic of your choice. And like I said, you have to create a new project for this assignment. You cannot use any previously used topics or data sets for this midterm project. So you're going to submit a link to your app in code.org. So I'm going to show you this really quick because we're not using a code.org level. So when you're looking at your dashboard, up here, you're going to see projects, right? Or you can click new project, either way. But if I click new project, I'm going to choose App Lab. This will open a new project for you in the App Lab. So you're just going to rename this. You're going to name it Midterm, in your last name. Save that, and then code your app in here. When you are done and you're ready to submit this, you're going to click the share button and you're going to copy this link to your project. Right? That link that you copy, it's going to look like this. You are going to put that into Canvas as a comment. This will let me see your app, run your app, and also it will let me view your code. All right? So that's how you're going to create your app that you're going to share with me. That's how you share your app. And it's also how you get the link put into Canvas. So you will give me that link to your final app. You're also going to do another video. So most of you should have Screencast-O-Matic installed at this point. You should have already created a video for Unit 7. You just need to do the same thing for this midterm project. If you do need help installing it, there's the link to this document. There's also a link to a video that shows what your video should look like, because remember, you have to crop it so that we only see the app. Make sure that your mic and the computer audio is off and that there is nothing personally identifiable to you, like name, image, voice, nothing like that can be in your video. So just kind of showing you this. We only want to see the app, right? And we just need like somewhere between like 15 and 20 seconds of you running your app and showing at least two different outputs on the screen. And that's all that you need to do for the video. As far as the requirements, they're exactly the same as before, so we're going to keep this to less than 75 lines of code. A perfect app for this is probably about 20 lines. So 75 is way more than you need. If you're doing 30, 40, up to 75 lines, you're probably doing too much. And again, it's got to have at least one argument, one parameter. Your program must get at least one input from the user. You have to use a data set from code.org. You need two variables. One has to be a list. The other one could be a list, a number, a string, a boolean, whatever you want. You need one on event. You need an if-else statement in there that must be in your function, not in your on event. A Boolean expression, so something that evaluates to true or false that's in your function, not in your on event. You need one function that's defined and called in your program, so you don't have to call it twice, just call it once. You do need an on event that's going to create a local variable and passes that variable's value into your function through the arguments and the parameters. You need one loop for you to traverse a list that's in your function, not in your on event. You need at least two different possible outputs for the user that are generated in your function, not in your on event. Make sure you comment. I would say the number one thing students lose points for on this project, and have already lost points on Unit 7, is not commenting. It's free points. Put some comments in there. Otherwise, you're just giving away points. And then, as always, it's got to be clear and easy to navigate, and the code needs to be clean, free of warnings or errors. This is your rubric, and what you're basically going to see is it's a combination of every rubric that you've seen up till this point. So to get a 5, you know, for parameters, it needs to have at least one parameter in the function definition. The parameter helps to fulfill the purpose of the app and is used inside of an algorithm that is in a function. That's going to get you a 5. 4 is going to get you this. If you're over here, this is going to be somewhere between 2 or a 3, depending on how you do. And then a 1 to a 0 if you just completely miss the mark or don't even try to do it. But I'm looking at parameters, arguments. Does your program complete, and do you have the correct outputs? Do you have your list and variables? Do you have your loop? Do you have your traversal? Did you implement a pattern? The variable and data types, you know, do you have the function, the if-else statement? All of these are getting graded up to 5 points for a total of 80 points for this project. So my suggestion, when I graded your Unit 7 projects, I put comments into Canvas. So you need to go to Canvas and look at those comments, because anything that you got wrong, you're going to want to fix it for this midterm, and probably more than any week before. Definitely come by and see me if you're not sure about something. If something in your Unit 7 you got marked down on and you don't understand why you got marked down on it, don't guess, don't assume, just come and see me, right? It could be as quick as like 5-10 minutes during your check-in. I'll clear it up for you and kind of make sure that you can get the best score possible on this midterm. So beyond that, you just need to do your check-in. And this is all due on Sunday of this week, so make sure you're not late, because that late penalty still applies, and it could severely hurt your grade if you don't get this turned in on time. All right?